Happy Labor Day, fire in the hole! Welcome to the Labor Day edition of the Root Boy Cooks. And to silence my detractors who say I never cook anything Italian, today I'm going to be making some chicken marsala. So let's get them coals on the fire, get the hot pan going, show you how that's done. Please. Okay, the cast iron skillet's on the fire, getting hot. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there, because the first thing we're going to do is fry up some chicken. We're going to take those chicken breasts that I pounded out a little bit. I'm going to dredge them in a mixture of flour and salt and pepper. This is some big chicken breasts, boy. Just get a little bit of flour and salt and pepper on both sides of them. Wow, it's so big it won't fit in the dish. Okay. Get that in the hot oil. Get that frying up. A little bit more salt and pepper on my flour. I keep my salt and pepper mixed up ahead of time. Fry them breasts up. Here comes another one. I don't know if I got room for them all. Probably not. Okay. Here's number 2. Starting to fry now. I don't know, I'm going to try and get number 3 in there too. This might be a lost cause. A little bit more salt and pepper in the flour. And dredge that baby in the flour. Who says I never cook Italian? This is Italian. This is Italian as it gets right here. Okay. Got our chicken in the pan. Get that fried up, and then we're going to remove them and create the marsala sauce. So stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Okay, my chicken is nicely browned, so we're going to remove that to a plate. Not really cooked through. And we're going to get on with this sauce making process. That's a really thick piece right there. It's going to cook some more in the sauce, but it does need to be at least, cooked through a little bit. But I think it's close enough so I can take it out of there. Okay, next thing we're going to put in is some garlic. About 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Give that a stir. We need some butter. A couple of tablespoons of butter. Get that butter in there. Melt that down a little bit. And we're going to caramelize some onions in there. And also, got some rosemary I'm going to throw on there. And we're going to cook that up a little bit. And that's going to deglaze the pan, and also the, oh man, that smells good. The leftover flour that got in the pan is going to create a kind of a light roux with that butter. I know it's not Cajun food, but it's this is Italian, and that's how they do it. And I got to tell you, it was all I could do not to put slap your mama on there instead of salt and pepper. But it's cool. It's cool. So it's going to caramelize those onions up a little bit. And let me show you the wine. Here's the wine that I'm going to put in there. That is imported Italian Marsala from Sicily. You can buy Marsala wine that's made in California, but it's not really Marsala wine, because Marsala wine is made with 3 kinds of grapes that only grow in Sicily. They don't grow them in California. And see how dark that is? When you get wine, Marsala wine, like American, not imported, it's not dark like that. It's almost the color of that olive oil can, kind of a golden color. And it's got a real alcohol bite to it. This wine, you could actually drink this. It's very smooth and sweet. It's a dessert wine, considered a dessert wine. I have actually taken a sip of it. It's not bad. You could drink it as a dessert wine. It's a lot like a port. But that's what that's about. You've got to use an imported Italian Marsala from Sicily. I am Sicilian. My mother was from Castellamare del Golfo. My father's family, and he came from Porto Emperico in Sicily. there. I am a full-blooded Sicilian. I don't cook Italian much because growing up, it was all we had to eat. It was Italian food every night. And I got kind of tired of it. And I got to where I really liked Cajun and Chinese food. But all these cuisines are related, one way or another. So the next thing we're going to throw in is some mushrooms. A whole pile of mushrooms. And the wine. You've got to be careful with the wine. I don't want to flame up. I think it's gonna anyway. There we go. Marsala wine. Now we're going to reduce that down a bit. Then we're going to add the chicken back in. Put the cover on the grill. Let that whole thing cook a while. And I'll bring you back and show you what that looks like. And we're going to make some fettuccine to serve that over. We're going to slice up our chicken and serve it over fettuccine with that sauce, that wonderful Marsala sauce. And look how dark and beautiful that is. If you use domestic Marsala, it won't be as dark or sweet and beautiful as that wine is right there. Can you see that? Oh, if you could smell that, you'd be like, oh man, Root Boy, give me some of that. But it's so good. And I love Labor Day. I love having Monday off to cook outdoors. Although it does look like it's going to rain. But anyway, let me bring you back for the last step. We're going to reduce that wine sauce down. Put the chicken back in. Let it cook. It's almost like smothered chicken Italian style because we're going to put this chicken back in with those mushrooms and that wine sauce. And let that whole thing conglomerate. So please, stay tuned. Alright, my sauce has reduced down a bit. And I've added the chicken back in to the pan, and that is just some beautiful stuff right there. I ain't lying. I wish you could all smell that. If you could smell it, you'd be in heaven, because I know I am. That's just delicious. We're going to let that stew up a little bit more, and guess what time it is now? Can you guess? Try to guess. You think I'm going to drink wine on Labor Day? I don't think so. I'm going to get the Frosty Root Boy mug and show you some Italian beer. So please, if you're a soccer fan, like I know my friend Edgar is, then you'll recognize the label on this beer. This is Birra Moretti, Italian, imported from Italy beer. It's very good beer. I've had this before. Look at there, I almost got it done without messing up. There's only like a little swallow left in the bottle. I'm going to get that out of there right now. Look at there. He finally learned to pour a beer after all this time. 60 years on Earth. He just learned to pour a beer. And that's the Root Boy mug. You can almost read my name on there. I'm going to have to quaff the froth off of that because it's really hot out here. And I think it's going to rain. My Chicken Marsala is starting to really come together. And you know, you can make this with veal. And it's wonderful with veal also. But it's traditionally, I think they make it with chicken mostly. Alright, let's sample some Birra Moretti. I'm not drinking it, YouTube. I'm pouring it out. Don't worry. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Very smooth, light, and delicious. Wonderful beer. I give it an A+. So there you go. I'll just sip that at my leisure. My Chicken Marsala just about done. Got some fettuccine boiling in the house. I'm going to slice up that chicken, pour some of that beautiful sauce over the fettuccine with the chicken. Bring you back for the money shot. That's my Labor Day video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And remember, if you make this, use only imported Italian Marsala from Sicily, like me. Okay? See you next week. Root Boy out.